Have you ever come across a fictional character whose personality felt so subtly detailed and layered that you felt like you could have met them in real life? Toradora's characters, despite their slightly exaggerated mannerisms, mostly fit the description. I am going to focus on one character, however. She has her own quirks, eccentricities, and her own fears and flaws. A dreamer who's gentle and intense at the same time, who's deeply caring, but at times surprisingly cruel. She is someone who aims high and seeks hardships, and yet someone who is so completely afraid to cause and to feel pain. I am talking about Minori Kushieda, a second year high school student at Ohashi High. From her very first appearance in the anime, she comes across as highly energetic, cheerful, and eccentric. And while characters like Taiga and Ryuji fuss over their crushes and how to interact with them, Minori kind of seems above it all and even disinterested in the matters of love, instead spending her time focusing on softball and part-time jobs. In protagonist Ryuji's words, she is always shining brightly. However, what follows in her character arc is a gentle expansion and even deconstruction of her initial image. As we spend time with Minori, we see how deep inside her heart she yearns for love and is actually quite romantic, even really girly at times. And she laments not having experienced love so far, feeling left out and even alienated, and almost giving up on it. She finds an answer in Ryuji, whom she not only believes is a genuinely kind and caring person, but who also has this gift of empathy and the ability to speak with a person in their own language. For once, she thinks she has come across someone who can not only empathize with her oddities, but also communicate with her through them. Someone who wants to show her the ghosts she's been looking for. The more time she spends with Ryuji, the more comfortable she feels in showing him a weaker, more insecure, and self-reflective side of her. A side she probably shows to no one else. And the more Ryuji expresses his own feelings for her, the more uncomfortably she falls for him. Minori presents herself as athletic, ambitious, a challenge seeker, and she hates feeling weak and helpless. So when she sees that there's someone who can acknowledge her weaknesses and her struggles, in spite of all this, who can see through her and be there for her, it's kind of a big deal for her. Minori's relationship with Taiga is essential. She cares deeply for her and was perhaps Taiga's only true friend before Taiga met Ryuji. Minori is aware of Taiga's loneliness and fragility and is like a motherly friend to her, always watching out for her and taking care of her. It is implied that until last year, she had a far larger physical presence in Taiga's life, but then walked away, blaming herself for trying to get Taiga together with her father, which led to her getting hurt. In the present, she claims that she is happy to watch from the sidelines, believing that Ryuji can perhaps help Taiga where she couldn't. But when history repeats itself, this time Ryuji trying to mend Taiga's relationship with her father, and Minori realizes that Taiga didn't tell her about it. She gets jealous of Ryuji, doesn't share her previous experience with this situation, and Taiga gets hurt once again. When Minori sees what her lack of action has brought about, she breaks inside and feels like she doesn't deserve to be Taiga's best friend until Ryuji picks her up. Minori loves Taiga, she really does, and from her perspective, does not want to hurt her more than she already has. The issue is that Taiga loves and needs Ryuji, and Minori is aware of this. She realizes very clearly that taking Ryuji away from Taiga is going to break her, and she can't bring herself to hurt Taiga again. But Minori loves Ryuji too, and it is implied several times that a part of her also doesn't want Taiga and Ryuji to get together. Most evident in this scene when she thinks that Taiga has kept a photo of Ryuji in her student handbook, and her expression saddens, prompting a rather spiteful taunt from Ami. And it's this taunt, this fear of hurting Taiga, that completely stops her in her tracks, and she starts avoiding Ryuji from this point onwards, eventually rejecting his feelings, or rather stopping him from expressing his feelings for her on Christmas Eve after she watches Taiga break down in tears. After the rejection, however, she starts interacting with him freely and even goes out of her way to seek him out and talk to him, but then cuts him off again when he gets a chance to express his feelings. She doesn't want to confront her own feelings for him, for Taiga's sake, but is also afraid of losing him, and so she is dragging him along, unable to reject him clearly. Whichever path she chooses, she's gonna have to face pain, and whenever she has had to deal with pain before, she has always run away. Be it her fear of screwing up in her relationship with Taiga or her jealousy towards Ryuji, instead of trying to deal with the difficult situation. And it's understandable. Toradora believes that running away from pain is not the answer, but it also acknowledges just how difficult it is to actually deal with the pain. The characters feel deeply, they feel helplessly. They are ultimately kids trying to figure out the best way to deal with and express their intense and painful emotions. And so they struggle, sometimes visibly and sometimes frustratingly internally. But their struggles and their pain affect their loved ones too, and trap them in one way or another. Ultimately, Minori lets Ryuji go, not as a sacrifice of her own happiness for Taiga's sake, but because she can see that deep inside, Ryuji loves Taiga too. It breaks her heart, and she has to take an even bigger dose of pain than she was prepared for. But she decides to chase after things she can see, instead of things she can't, like ghosts. She wants to chase a happiness that she can take in her own hands, something she has control over. Sometimes, there are no easy answers to painful situations. And Minori's story ends on a bittersweet note because she gives up on her fantasy of love. But at least, she tries to face her pain, makes a difficult decision, and can find it in herself to move forward.